You know those people who see every single thing you post, but they never, ever say a word themselves? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the psychology of these digital ghosts. Come on, we all have them. That one person in your friend list who watches every story, reads every post, but stays completely, totally silent. Who are they? And what in the world are they thinking?
Okay, so our first clue is what we can call the constant lurker. Think of them as a ghost in the machine, an invisible presence that just consumes all the content around them. It's this feeling of really intense private observation. They're paying super close attention, even when you have no idea they're there.
The way information moves is a total one-way street. All this social data is constantly pouring in, but nothing, absolutely nothing, ever comes back out.
And you see this out in the world every single day, right? Someone on a busy bus, completely lost in their phone. They are physically there, but digitally, they're invisible. All right, clue number 2, the burner account user. For them, anonymity is like a mask. It lets them explore all these different online worlds without ever having to show their true face.
The urge to join in is definitely there, but it's always held back by that fear of being seen or, being judged. They hesitate, and then they just retreat back into the shadows. So, we've got our clues. The lurker, the burner account. Now, let's unmask this social chameleon and figure out what's really driving all of this. So, what's the actual psychology at play here? Well, the answer is tucked away in a really fundamental part of our personality. It really all comes down to a personality trait called self-monitoring. And in simple terms, it's just how much you notice and how much you control the image that you're showing to other people. And this kind of breaks people into two groups. You have your low self-monitors. They're the what you see is what you get crowd. But then you have the high self-monitors. These are the social chameleons, constantly adapting to whatever situation they're in. Think of a high self-monitor as being a kind of social editor for their own life. First, they read the room to get the rules. Second, they choose the perfect script to fit in. And third, they deliver a performance that matches the scene perfectly. So for this type of person, being anonymous online isn't really about being shy. It's the perfect tool. It's the ultimate shield for managing their social world. Let's see how that works. And the internet just turns this whole thing up to 11. First, everything you post online is basically permanent. That's a huge risk for someone managing their image. Second, social media is just this endless flood of social cues telling them exactly how they should act. And third, that instant feedback of likes and dislikes, it makes the stakes for every single post incredibly high. It all comes down to this. For a high self-monitor, the internet offers the ultimate prize. It's the power to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The power to watch everyone without ever being watched yourself. But all of this constant managing and hiding, well, it has a downside. There is a real hidden cost to living like a digital ghost. For starters, this behavior is just plain mentally exhausting. It's impossible to always be on. It also leads to pretty superficial connections because, let's be real, friendship requires some vulnerability. And it can trap you in an echo chamber where you only ever see ideas you already agree with. Okay, now we are putting all the pieces together. And the final truth behind the digital ghost, it is not what you think. It's a simple trade-off, really. They choose to have maximum control over how other people see them, which means they have to have almost zero vulnerability. They're giving up being truly known for the safety of never being judged. And here it is. This is the surprising truth. All of these pieces, they all snap together to show one thing. These people aren't antisocial at all. They are hypersocial. They care so much about social rules and fitting in that they would rather be completely invisible than risk making a single mistake. So that really leaves one last question for all of us. What's your relationship with your online self?